Hi everyone, it's Kathy or Karma here from Karma's Creations. It's pretty good. I got another video this week. Tonight, I've just finished appliquing down all the flowers for this baby quilt that I'm making. I'd like to show you where I'm up to, and then I'm going to show you my planning for the next little bit going forward. I've sewn all these down. There's still lots of little bits and pieces of thread everywhere. At the moment, the quilt top is approximately a metre, which is just over, say, 3'3", 3'4", and the length of it at the moment is about 4 foot or 120 centimetres. I will be adding extra to the sides and to the top and bottom before I sandwich it and quilt it. This one is for one of my granddaughters, twin granddaughters that we're expecting March or April. They're all very stylised flowers, just round circles. Some have got centres in them, some don't. And I thought what I'd like to do next is some of them put rick-rack around them, like petals. So I have pulled out my rick-rack, which I thought I had more of than I do. Some of it's, this is that one, the rainbow. But I've got this old vintage one that might look nice around, say, the yellow or the orange. I hope that's showing up. I hope I'm not too far away from it. I'll lift it up in a minute. I'll just go through these anyway, the ones I have here. I've got this great big white one, but because there's so much pastel on the background, it doesn't show up much, so I'm going to put some dye on that. That would be really good. I've got this blue one, which is another vintage. It's got little yellow dots on one side, little white ones on the other. I've got pink in that one as well, and it's got blue and white dots. And there's another vintage one that's got 3 different grains. I will be doing some embroidery on some of the flowers as well. I'll do it. I'll wait until I've quilted it. I'll quilt it all down first by hand, and then I will go and embroider petals on some of these, put ribs into the leaves, 1 or 2 rows of running stitch down the gingham for the stems, and probably something around the pot, maybe some herringbone stitch perhaps, maybe fern stitch, I'm not sure, but I'll go around them, do something. So that's all done now to that stage. So I can put that one aside because there's a more pressing quilt needs to be sorted out. And that's the one for the great-granddaughter. She's due in a month. So yesterday, this is part of that planning thing I was talking about. Since the beginning of this year, or since the end of last year, I should say, that nothing week that is between Christmas and New Year, I've been writing down things, planning them. And this is basically what I've got for the great-granddaughter's quilt. That configuration. This is the one I've just done with all the little pieces. This is the next one that I'll be doing. And that's the fourth, which hasn't even started yet. Now, for the great-granddaughter's quilt, I'm going to have 3 feature blocks. There's only going to be 6 big blocks. They're 15.5 inches square. And then there'll be sashing in between, and then an extra sashing around the outsides as well. I've got big flowers on. I sat down and planned this one yesterday, and with hubby's help. Oh, before I go too far, let's backtrack a second. The quilt, this is the wrong book. This is the wrong book. The one that the quilt top that I've just finished is inspired by this one in Cave Facet's Quilts in the Sun. And the designer of this quilt is Pauline Smith. Now, I didn't have these beautiful fabrics to use, but I did have half a house full of fabric, so it's a case of use what I have. Hence the pastel-y and brighten the oranges and pinks. So mine is a bit different to that, but it's leaning towards that one. So that's the inspiration for that quilt. The inspiration for this one I'm about to show you is from Material Obsessions, which is a book by Kathy Doherty and Sarah Falke, which are Australian women who are Australian women. And the quilt is called Fanciful Flowers that I'm using for inspiration. It's a much bigger quilt than I require, and it's a much different and darker colourway. But basically what I'm doing is 6 blocks, 3 of them with flowers and 3 solid fabrics. So I have these beautiful blues, and these will be in 3 of the squares. There's this one, and this one. The flowers are on off-white backgrounds, and the flowers themselves are the colours on the backgrounds of these 3 fabrics are the colours that the flowers will be. What the sashing and borders will be, I'm not sure. Maybe a very pale bluey purple, or maybe it could be one of the soft pinks. But these are the flowers. I've used Fix and I've stuck them down onto the backgrounds. I'm still debating, but I have to hurry up and debate with myself as to whether I'll be using buttonhole stitch by hand or buttonhole stitch on the machine. Maybe I'll use the machine for this one because I need to get it done as quick as I can, but that hasn't been decided yet. So that's started. That's my next step. Because there's only the 3 blocks, perhaps I will do it by hand. Although, if I did it on the machine, I could have it done in half a day and it'd be ready to piece. I'll wait and see what tomorrow brings. See how I feel tomorrow. So yes, that one's on the way. Now this little book here, I've also been planning my mouse house. I'll just grab it. I won't be a sec. I'm coming. Here are my mice. They haven't got any clothes yet. Okay, these are my little mice. These 2 have been made from the pattern that comes as a part of the mouse mansion. The whole mouse mansion thing. They stand up. Oops, his tail's a bit broken. Now this little fella here, his name's Morty, or Mortimer. He just said he was a bloke. He's a bit of a bushy. Because he needed a girl, so this one come along next. And I think she's a girl. I'm not quite sure, but I think she is. She looks quite pretty. I haven't got a name for her yet. But that won't take too long to find out. And this fella, he's a cousin. He's made of a crocheted little mousey. and he's come to visit. I don't know where he's from, but he's not the same family as them, not entirely anyway. So, there's my 3 residents. So they can move over there a bit. Yep, other fella's off his feet again. Now, this all started with Corinne of To Be Loved Treasures. She went away to her retreat in Newcastle and came back with great dreams and big plans. And of course, she's built a mansion for her mousies, and a few of us decided we'd get on the same bandwagon. Next one was Tia of Calm Creations, as opposed to my Calm's Creations. She's CALM Creations with a C, and she bought one of these from Spotlight. So of course I had to go buy one. There we go. And I haven't built it yet because there's been so much on my plate. But now I'm ready. So over the next little while I'll be putting this fella together with some modifications. Sat down with hubby and I built myself a little plan here of where I'm going to paint and what I'm going to paint, what I'm going to use paddle pop sticks for, how I'm going to make the corrugated iron roofing, which is only going to be a painted effect. And just a minute, I have a mouthful of tea. And slept it. And yeah, I've been collecting some things. We got a bit of recycling to do. Bits and pieces down under the house. We've now got those. I'm trying to work out whether I'm going to put fabric on the floor or whether I will put a bit of hessian, or whether I will put paint, scrapbooking paper, crochet a rug, use furniture fabric. So that one I haven't quite decided yet. My inside walls, I'll use the little bitsy florals, scrapbooking paper or fabric, and line them like wallpaper. And the outside of the house will be white, grey with black stripes on the roof to be and to represent the corrugated iron. Going to be an Aussie a dwelling. So, and this little house will be jacked up, so it'll have an underneath and be able to. We've still got lots of toys here from when our kids were little, and they're in their 40s now. One's still in his 30s, but all the others are in their 40s. So I'll go and pinch a car or two or a Jeep or something and can go underneath the house like a Queenslander. So that's in the planning. So that will be coming up very soon. I think it might be easiest to paint or decorate the pieces of timber before they're put together rather than try and poke things into corners. So, yeah, I'll be doing that. Another thing that quite a while back, I haven't got around to it yet, is this project. I dyed up tons of fabric, eco-dyed it, and made myself a scroll, but I haven't done anything with it yet. No, I now know what I'm going to be doing. Now I have this one that's got all the eco-dyed prints on it. I have a question for those that have made scrolls. You wouldn't use this as the base and then have another little scrap of fabric and stick that on there, because then you'd be covering up these, wouldn't you? The prints of the leaves and flowers. So what do? Do we put another layer of fabric on the back of this and work directly onto the scroll? Because I haven't made one before. This is the first one I've made up. I mean, this has been on that bobbin that I got. I bought this bobbin from one of Corinne's friends who had a pop-up shop at her retreat in Hervey Bay. It's 6 inches long, so my fabric is just short of 6 inches. So yeah, do I put another piece on the back of that for backing, or do I just work straight onto that? And I can't see that that would be very nice, because then I'm covering up all my hard work. I have used the joins like Sherry Lewis. Oh, try again. What's her name? Come on. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. I'll put it in the comments where the fabrics are folded and then held like that, and then whip stitched together, and then I've used running stitch either side. I didn't use invisible stitch. I like the look of the stitches. So yet another reason why I wouldn't cover it up. Anyway, I have this one that I've made. But I've also got another one here. And this one's a little bit, it's not all, it's thin and it's thick, and there's all sorts of colours. You can see, I can see leaves there. I don't know if they're showing up on the camera, but then I've got pieces like that. This bit had a fringy bit, so I wanted that on the front, so I turned that over the other way. So I had this one going this way and the other side went that way. So this one's about the same size. It's about 2 meters as well. Now I might use this one first because I have an idea. And I've been making a plan. And I think I'd still like to use this as my base, what I actually work onto, and put something behind. But because I've got all different widths, I might just make it skinnier. Now, being a spinner, I'm pretty lucky because I've got lots and lots of bobbins. Maybe not quite that big. I'll have to get another one of these when I go to the retreat this year. But yeah, anyway, my scroll is gonna be wonky because this is wonky, that's wonky, and all the pieces on it are gonna be wonky. There'll be trees and people and animals probably flowers. And I think I'm going to make each one as a little tiny piece. And either put it onto there, attach it, or I'll run a piece along the back here, and then when I need a new piece, I'll run another piece along the back there, and I'll work directly onto this. But anyway, I have 2 scrolls ready to go, and I'm still deciding what to do with this one, whether I'm going to try and pick out the shape of the lid. This one's a geranium or pelargonian. They were the best. They give you the best outline and the best colour. I think next time I'll just get all different coloured. The flowers don't do much, but the leaves do. And I've got all different coloured leaves in the garden, so I think next time I'll do them mostly with the pelargonians. So yeah, that's coming up soon. I have so much coming up. Now, I talked about spinning. And these are just some of my yarns that I've made. These are the most recent ones. These ones haven't been set yet. Being set involves having a bath and being whacked against something, so like against the side of the house, against a post, something like that. What it does is makes it set in its way so that it doesn't. I got quite a bit of this one, so I'll just put one of them out. And I'll see if I can direct the light a bit better there. Is that better, I think? Now this one, this fibre was a combination of a Noro, not Noro, I'll find it, it's in there somewhere, just a minute. Commercially available fibre, and one that it's a combination of 2. And that gives you all the different colours, the variations. I love these dark colours, these really rich colours all together. This one here is about, it'll knit up after it's been set, which fluffs up, not fluffs up, yeah, fluffs up, I suppose. The yarn will bloom after it's been set, and it will knit up like an 8-ply. 8-ply being DK or 3-weight. I do love my yarns. I shouldn't say I love my things, but anyway, I do. Here's another one. This is so soft. Look at the colours in that. Orange, pink, yellow, white. The white in there is either silk or tencel. I would be more inclined to think it's bamboo tencel because it hasn't taken up the dye. I use the dyes I use for wool and for because wool is an animal. A lot of the dyes that are used to dye cotton and tencel and things won't work on wool, and the ones you use for wool and silk, it's about being either a carbon fibre or which is your cotton and things like that, or an animal fibre. So there's that. This one's one I blended up. There's about 8 different coloured fibres in here. There's silk, there's bamboo, dyed bamboo. There's 3 or 4 different wools. There's alpaca. And yeah, I dyed that one and blended it and then spun it. This one here is a couple of little bits left over on skeins when on bobbins while I was spinning. So I've just spun them all together. These make beautiful yarns if you're doing things like squares. And you have all the different colours and it a little bit like a colour wash, but not quite. Malabrigo is the name I was thinking of when I was talking about this dark one. It's a Malabrigo Malabrigo colour. The yarns now, Malabrigo's been dyeing fibre as well as yarn now, and you can get fibre in all the popular colours. This one's a Malabrigo one. This is the Archangel, which is my absolute favourite colourway. I've got Archangel yarn inside that I've had for about 12 years, but it's in my Precious's drawer. It's too precious to use, which is silly, but you know, that's just the way it is when you love things. Now this was a bit of a experiment, and I love how it came out. The gold in this is from a bat that I bought from a dyer in South Australia called Kathy Bashira, and her online shop is called Kathy's Fibres, Kathy with a K, Fibres in the Australian spelling. Now I've used the gold bat, and I have plied it with the Malabrigo, this one, the purple one, the reds and purples. And I'm absolutely in love with how the two have come out. The blend that I bought from Kathy was mohair, wool, silk, sari silk, and other fibres as well. I don't know which sort of wools. There was half a dozen different sorts probably. Normally when we blend anything, we use a bit of this and a bit of that, and we mix them all together because that way you get all the best of each one's positive properties. But I really love the way that's come out with the real deep purples and the gold. I think that one needs to be a special little neck scarf or something for me. Maybe it might be in the weaving that I'll start doing soon. That would make a beautiful weaving. One of these is the warp, and that is the weft. Nice. My daughter is also a spinner. Now, my yarns 95% of the time look like this. They look like this, they look like this. Colour and sparkle are probably the wildest that my yarns get to. But my daughter, makes some of the most, she dyes fibre and yarn, but she also spins. And her spins are novelty yarns, big beehives and bumps and lumps and beautiful coils and absolutely glorious. So yes, I taught her to spin. Yes, she can spin like this, and she does occasionally, but the bulk of her yarns are all novelty. They start the same way mine do, with the same fibre. For Christmas, she gave me one of her advent box, her spinning advent boxes, and from the 13th up until the 25th, I was to open one parcel each day. She sells these in her Etsy shop, these advent boxes. She does one for weaving, one for yarn, and one for yarn for sock yarn, minis, and one for spinning fibre. So I'll just keep putting these down here while I'm talking. Now I'm in the process of plying together the big one, the 25th. But I have the other 12 here, and I'll get them and I'll show you in a sec when I finish doing this and putting these all back together. She had one box left in her Etsy shop, so I said I'll have the other box and I'd buy it off her because, well, then I'd have twice as much. So it's in the post, still coming. I said wait until after Christmas to send it to me. Look at that. Wouldn't you love a bunch like that for a gift? So this, oops, is the other 12 that I unwrapped in my advent box. And they're all very, very, very pretty. They're 20 grams each, these little. She's dyed some of them are commercial dyes. This is divine, this is so soft. This one here is merino and silk, 70% merino, 30% silk, and it's so soft. This one is called Unicorn, and it's just merino. Not that anything is just. This one is merino, the same blend but different colour. This one's merino and bamboo. The shiny bits in there are the bamboo. Another one that's 100% merino. Another 100% merino. I love this green and teal. That's just pretty. That's so pretty. Merino. That one's softer than that one, and yet they're both. Look at the sparkle in that one. I don't know whether it's showing up on there. I hope it is. This one is Corriedale with Stellina, which is the sparkle. 90% Corriedale and 10% Stellina. Oh, that's so soft. That one's merino and bamboo. 85% merino, 15 bamboo. Look at the colours in that. It is so pretty. I will break them up and I will spin them all. I'll do one of them on a video with you. This is merino silk, 70% merino, 30 silk. That's so soft too. But I'm waiting for the second box to come so that I can do a bigger skein with each colour. Merino and stellina. See, that one there has got merino, stellina, yeah, 20%, and yet this one says it's 10% and it's sparklier. I'll believe it. I think that was the way it went. And then there's this one. Isn't it pretty? This magenta, it's so pretty, so, and that's 100%. So anyway, I'll put this here. I don't know if that's clear enough, but that's my daughter's thing. I'll find one of her cards and then I'll be able to show you better. But yeah, that'll be some spins coming up. So that's my little lot for tonight. My planning, my baby quilts, this one here, and the other one with the flower appliques that need to be done. My 2 scrolls. And my spinning. Oh, don't forget me mice. My little mice. Here comes Morty. Morty and his girlfriend. Okay, I'm going to head now. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great week. It's so hot here. It's just unbelievably hot. Summer has come in with a vengeance. I will be back when I can, possibly in a few days, with a spinning video. I would like some comments on what do you think I should do with the scrolls? Do I back them and work directly onto the scroll surface? Or do I do my piece on another piece of fabric and then attach that to this? Do I cover it over or do I only see these prints from the back? Yeah, decisions. Okay, everybody have a good night, a good day, a good week. Thank you for watching. Bye.